Samsung Unpacked is over, and the Z Fold 7 and the Z Flip 7 are here, which is pretty awesome. You can pre-order them now. I've got an affiliate link in the description. Get up to $1,000 maximum trading credit for the Z Fold 7, up to $720 for the Z Flip 7. Now in this video, I want to talk about deals, right? This is something I cover whenever the phones come out, talking about trade-in deals, what you can get for your phone, pre-order stuff, and I'm going to discuss some of whether it's worth it or not too, because maybe it's not. It might not be for you, because there are some good things, there are some bad things, and I want to cover that in this video. But first I got to say, I absolutely love the Z Fold 7. I know there's a lot of mixed feelings. I've had a lot of people in the comments already who are upset about the lack of the S Pen, people who are upset about still having 21 watt charging or still having a 4400 milliamp battery. Now, I know that that's not something that everybody's happy about, but there are a lot of people that are excited. And as somebody who used the Z Fold 6 extensively, I really like the changes that they made here. The improvements to the camera, the bigger screen on the front everybody's been asking for years, the huge screen on the inside. This to me is the gold standard for what a folding phone should look like. I enjoy this. I like this quite a bit. And is it perfect? No, but I do like it. And the flip, the bigger cover screen, all that stuff, really making on par with what Motorola's got to offer in that way. They've really changed a lot of things over there too. DeX, I've been complaining about DeX not being available on flip phones for years, so there are some meaningful things there. So let's go ahead and get into this. The Z Fold 7, $19.99. We got a $100 price increase. Good, better, and different. It's there, right? It happened. That might impact some people, that extra $100. I know originally there was a rumor that there was going to be a price increase, and then I talked about that. But then the next day there was saying no, it's not going to happen from another more reputable source. Originally we thought it was going to be $200, then we thought it was going to be no increase. It ended up being a $100 increase. $19.99. Everything's getting more expensive, right? I mean, I talk about this all the time. The same loaf of bread I bought 5 years ago that used to cost 88 cents is now $2.68, right? 3 times. The price has gone up threefold in just 5 years. So yeah, things are getting more expensive everywhere. And it's not just Samsung. It does suck. Nobody wants to pay extra money, but that's the reality of it. But they do have $1,000 maximum trade-in credit, and you can get that for quite a few phones, or a few of them anyway. There's still some decent trade-in credit for Samsung. And you get $150 also towards a storage upgrade. Now, normally they do free double the storage upgrade, and you do, but this is actually better because they have the 1 terabyte model with the 16 gigabytes of RAM. So yes, this is $19.99, but you can get the 512 model for the same price. So you are getting a free double storage upgrade, but if you do decide to go to the 1 terabyte, they give you $150 towards that. So it's not just, okay, if you get the 512, you get free double storage, but if you go to 1 terabyte, like, you don't, right? So I don't think it was free. I don't think it was free 1 terabyte if you got 512 last year. I can't remember. I haven't slept much, and I've slept a few times since then. So that's the deal there, and you get the $50 credit. If you did the reserve pre-order, you got $50 of ecosystem credit. I also, with the affiliate link I have, there's a catch with it. You do get $50 if you didn't do the reserve pre-order credit, but it's weird because you have to click on the link. You have to buy something within 30 minutes of clicking that link, or you don't get the $50 credit. I don't know, I've never seen this with these guys before, with the affiliate company that works with Samsung, but that's how they laid it out. So that's kind of what you get there. You get up to $1,000 trading credit, $150 towards storage, and then $50 if you go that route, whether you reserved and did the pre-order credit or you go ahead and use my link now. So trade-in, this is what everybody wants to know about, right? So for the Z Fold on Samsung, if you trade in your Z Fold 6, you get $1,000. If you trade in your S25 Ultra, you get $1,000. And I had a lot of people who were asking me about the S25 Ultra. Why isn't it an option? Why isn't it an option? Because it wasn't on the reserve or pre-order page as an option to select. So this is a nice turn of events. You can trade it in if you want. You get $1,000. Z Fold 5, $900. That is half the price the phone cost 2 years ago. So I get that you might not be happy about the trade-in credit, but when you're getting 50% value on a phone that's 2 years old, that's pretty good. I mean, you buy a $1099 phone from Apple, and a year later they give you like $680. So nobody beats Samsung when it comes to this department. Is it ideal? Maybe not. Maybe it'll make you happy, but it's not going to make everybody happy. S24 Ultra, $800. Z Fold 4, $800. $800 for a phone that is 3 years old, right? If you go buy one of those things used on eBay, it's like $499. So that's pretty good. You trade in the Z Flip 6, you get 700, S25 Plus 700. That phone was $999 and they're still giving you 700 bucks. That's a pretty good deal. S24 Plus, a 2-year-old phone that costs $999, $700. That's good. You can trade in a Note 20 Ultra and get $600. How much do you think that phone is worth right now? So that's pretty good. S23 Plus, 600 bucks. So basically, the trade-in values are pretty stinking good when it comes to Samsung. But when it comes to other brands, I think it's not quite as good. And that's where some people are upset, especially people that follow my channel because they don't give a lot for Google. So if you trade in an iPhone 16 Pro Max for a fold, you can get $750. 16 Pro, you get $600. 16 Plus, $550. 15 Pro Max, $550. 16, $500. A 14 Pro Max, $450. A 15 Pro, $400. I think that's kind of low, but they're not. If you're coming over, they're not trying to win over Apple customers, I don't think. It's just like, look, we'll give you probably about what Apple would give you if you traded into us. So is it fair? I don't know. If you want to trade in your iPhone and move over to a Samsung phone for the Fold, you're going to have to pay a pretty decent penny if you got an iPhone. Like an iPhone 15 Plus, $350. I don't know that I'm going to trade in an iPhone 15 Plus for $350. I don't think the Apple trading credits are all that good. I mean, an iPhone 15, 300 bucks. iPhone 13, 200 bucks. I don't see that winning any hearts or minds and getting Apple people to switch over. And I think they know that. It doesn't seem like they're trying to incentivize Apple people to switch over. It's like, here, we'll give you some money if you do come over. So Google, this one I think is probably going to hurt. Yeah, Pixel 8 Pro, 250 bucks. I'm not doing that deal. Pixel Fold, 200 bucks. No. Pixel 8, 200 bucks. Pixel 7 Pro, 150. Pixel 7, yeah. Pixel 5, 100 bucks. They don't even, Pixel 600 bucks. Yeah, Google trade-in values are just horrible. So yeah, I don't see a lot of that going on. I don't see anybody who paid $17.99 for a Pixel Fold 2 years later trading it in for 200 bucks, right? But again, you can get that off of Amazon renewed for like $500-600 bucks now. And that's actually a really good deal. Like the original Pixel Fold for the price that you can find it renewed is pretty good. And then Motorola, they'll give you for a Razr Ultra 300 bucks. I don't think anybody's trading in a $1,299 Razr Ultra 2 months later to get a Z Fold 7. That would like $900 basically less than what you paid for it in 2 months. Probably not going to do that. Razr 2023, 100 bucks. Moto G Play 2024, 100 bucks. Yeah, you probably don't want to do that deal either. Those are not good trade-in values. So let's take a look here at other other Android smartphone, 100 bucks. And somebody in the comments was saying, oh, they're only going to give me 100 bucks for my OnePlus Open. It's not that it's specifically for your OnePlus Open. They're just throwing a general thing out there. Like they don't offer directly for OnePlus on here. They don't have a category. So they're just like, look, you trade in any Android phone, we'll give you 100 bucks. It could be a 10-year-old Android phone. They'll give you 100 bucks. So if you want to get rid of your Open, sell the sucker on eBay and get like whatever, 800-900 bucks, and then apply that towards this or whatever, right? So that's probably a more realistic approach to go. It's not that they're giving you 100 bucks for your expensive OnePlus Open you bought a year and a half ago, right? So that's kind of the Z Fold. Best Buy, they're giving you free double storage upgrades, so you can get the 512 for the same price of the 256. That's all right. I think Samsung still has the better deals. I haven't looked at Best Buy's trade-in, but it says you can save up to $1,120 if you pre-order and you get the double your storage stuff. Yeah, maybe they have some okay trade-in stuff there. Definitely check out Best Buy. If you've got some other phones that might not fit into that Samsung box under their trade-in, maybe having something there might work out. So the Z Flip. Z Flip is $10.99. Price increase of $100. I'm not crazy about that, but again, everything's getting more expensive. I understand why it's more expensive, but at the same time, like internally, I don't like things to be more expensive. Just like nobody wants anything to be more expensive. They are giving up to $720 trade-in credit maximum, free double the storage upgrade. Of course, just like with the Fold, with the link that I have, you get 50 bucks if you use that, or use your reserve or pre-order credit. They don't stack. When it comes to trade-in stuff, maximum 720. Surprisingly, that's not the Z Flip 6. The Z Flip 6, they're giving you a maximum $600, which I think is kind of on the low side. I thought it was going to be 720, 600. That's like $500 less than what the Pro costs. And historically, when we take a look at this stuff, it's like, hey, whenever you look at the trade-ins, 2 years ago, you could trade in a Z Fold 4 and get a Z Fold 5 for like 50 or $100. You could trade in the Z Flip 5, 4 for the 5, and then the 3 for the 4 was like $50 or whatever. So now that we are now in 2025, Z Flip 7, and they're giving $600. You can do it, and I don't usually incentivize year-over-year upgrades, but if you want to do it, they'll give you $600. Z Fold 6, $600. I'm probably not trading in a Z Fold 6 for $600. S25 Plus, $500. S24 Ultra, $500. The reason these values go down is because the price of what you're getting is lower, right? They're not going to give you $1,000 trading credit for a phone that you're paying $1,000 or $1,099 for. They're not doing that anymore. They'll give you $1,000 maximum towards a $2,000 phone, and that's what we see. But yeah, Z Fold 5, $500. S25, $400. I don't see anybody trading in their $799 S25 6 months later for $400. Z Fold 4, $400. Z Flip 4, $400. Like the trade-in credit's just not that great, and they go down from there. And this is for Samsung stuff. So let's see what we're actually getting 720 for, right? I'm very curious about that. So $600 for an iPhone 16 Pro Max, $600 for an iPhone, $500 for a 16 Pro, $500 for a 15 Pro Max, 14 Pro Max $450, iPhone 6 Plus $400, 15 Pro $400, iPhone 14 Pro $350, and it just keeps going down from there. So that's not all that great. I'm wondering how they're coming up with this 720. So they're only giving a maximum of $600 trade-in credit, and then they're giving $150 credit with trade-in, double the storage. Okay, so I guess that's how they're justifying it. So they give you, basically the free storage upgrade and $600. So the max trade-in credit you're going to get is $600. I don't really like how the language is on that one, because it makes it seem like you're going to get $720, but I guess they figure $720 in savings is $600 of trading credit maximum, and then the free $120 storage upgrade. So that's how you get $720, and then if you get the free $50, that's another $750 on top of that. So it comes out to $770. So yeah, those numbers are just not that compelling, and I understand. Yeah, Pixel 8 Pro $250, Pixel Fold $200, same thing as the Fold. Pixel 7 Pro $150, Pixel 8 $150, Pixel 7a $100. I don't see a lot of people trading those in at those low values to get the new phone, right? And then any other smartphone, Android smartphone, $100, and then Motorola, like, I don't expect this to be good. $300 for a Moto Razr Ultra. I don't think anybody's trading in a $1299 Razr Ultra for $300 to buy a $1099 Z Flip 7. So it seems like what they're doing here is if you've got a Fold, then they're giving you decent trading credit for that year over year. And then if you've got a Flip, they're going to give you that much. But I don't know, it doesn't seem like they're trying to incentivize a bunch of people to move over year upgrades. This is probably going to be a better deal over at the carriers for the Flip. And I think that might be by design. And we've seen this kind of flip-flop the last couple of years. Like 1 year, Best Buy had good deals. 1 year, Samsung had good deals. 1 year, the carriers had really good deals. And a lot of this stuff is really carrier-centric. Like you go to like AT&T or you go to T-Mobile, and then you can go ahead and get you finance it for 3 years and get like $1,000 for trading in some low-level phone. That stuff works out pretty well. So AT&T, I believe, is $1,000 plus the storage. And I think Verizon, and it's very similar across the board, I believe. I haven't looked at all three of those. I remember I saw the one for Verizon yesterday. So it's one of those things where carriers still have a lot of incentives, and that's a big thing here in the U.S. because most people get their phones from the carriers. They don't necessarily go buy them online. So that's something where they'll be like, yeah, you pay for our phone for 3 years, we'll give you $1,000 if you give us a phone that's 5 years old or whatever. So I've done that before because it was advantageous. And if you don't mind getting a phone every 3 years, then it works out pretty well. But they just don't seem like they're really pushing super hard trade-in stuff whenever it comes to the flip. And the fold, I think, is fair enough, but some people are upset because it feels like it's less than last year because they raised the price by $100. I think it was $1,100 last year, if I remember correctly. So yeah, are the trade-in deals the absolute best? No. Will they work out for some people? Yes. And we're not going to make everybody happy here, but I'm also not trying to convince you to buy a phone or trade your phone in. I'm just here to show you, hey, here's the stuff, here's it is, so you don't have to go look at it yourself and you can make a decision for yourself. I like the new phones. I like the changes. I don't have a problem with the 4400 watt battery because already it got me all day battery in my Z Fold 6. And then also we have the Snapdragon 8 Elite, which is like 38% more power efficient. I've been using the S25 Edge, S25 other series phones. It is a phenomenal chip. So I think the battery is probably going to be fine. 25 watt charging, it charges the battery 50% in 30 minutes. If the battery lasts all day already, like a normal day, then yeah, top it off at dinner, or if you need to, you're going to get plenty of battery life back. So I don't worry about that. The screen on the front side, so many things that they upgraded here. Better front screen, bigger front screen, better interior screen, bigger interior screen, new camera on the interior display, it's thinner, it's lighter, and I keep confusing it for my other phone. I didn't realize I picked it up. I thought I had picked up my S25, my Edge, and I'm like, oh wait, no, this is the Fold. It's just crazy thin. It's one of those things you got to go look at in person, just like with the Edge. And if you like it, then cool, you can go ahead and get one. If you don't like it, it's not going to convince you to buy it probably. So it's one of those things where if you've been waiting for a couple of years, you got a Z Fold 3, Z Fold 4, it's going to be a huge upgrade in performance, in capabilities, in screen, and all that stuff. It's just unfortunate they took away the S Pen. And then the Flip, I think, is finally where it needs to be, and we'll see how things go with the software as far as being able to use stuff on the front screen more like Motorola. But overall, that's pretty much it. You know, Samsung, they typically have the best deals, the best trade and all that good stuff. I think that's probably still true here if you're buying one. And it's just a matter of whether you want one or not. Like, not everybody's going to want these phones, but if you want one, go for it. And I've got an affiliate link in the description you can use to help support the channel along the way. So that's all I got. Going to wrap this one up. If you have any questions, comments, gripes, concerns, complaints, all that stuff, please, of course, go to the comment section. I'll do my best to get back with you. If you enjoyed the video, please hit the like and the subscribe button and the little notification bell if you want updates when new videos come out. And as always, thanks for being here. I appreciate you watching, and I'll see you guys next time.